may resume your seat. The second group is from the Presbyterian Senior High Technical School, Krabwa Kota. There are 76 in number, and that is from the Ayensuano constituency. They are left by the form master, the name of Anagla Kweku Mawina. So he has led them, 76 of them. You are also warmly welcome. And I'm sure you also take time to learn a bit and follow the teachings of the team here. And once your member of parliament is available herself, she will add her voice to whatever will be said. So you are warmly welcome. The third group is coming from the Agape International School Complex. There are 64 in number, and they are led by the CEO. They are from the Salaga South constituency. Salaga South constituency. There's another lady, and she is also present. The leader of the 64 is in the person of Dela I.K. Amenope. He has brought them here all the way from Salaga South. You are warmly welcome. And the same goes to you. You are also lucky your MP is around. I'm sure she will take time to have a word with you and take part of the cost. I'm sure she will take part of the cost. So please resume your seat. The fourth group is from the St. Brother Andrew Senior High School. Actually, it's not Andrew, it's Andre. And there are 100 in number. That's quite a large number. 100, led by the form master. And the school is located in the Awutu Senya East constituency. The form master is by name Nik Amarteifio. On behalf of the house, I also warmly welcome you to the house. You have a large number here, and I don't know whether you came by 2 or 3 buses. Where's the MP? Unfortunately, the MP is not around. Who is the MP? He's at a committee meeting. Well, the members are here from the constituency, and they will check to see whether there are MPs around. And if so, they will have some things to say about maybe some of the challenges they are facing in school. So, Mr. Nik Amarteifio, thank you so much for bringing such a large team. 100 is not an easy number, and we want to commend you highly for that. Please keep on coming and learn more, so that by the time you reach our stage, you are far, far, far better than us. That is what we pray and we work towards. So you may resume your seat. The last group is from Ashirensu MA Junior High School, 64 in number. I don't know why today the numbers are 64, 64, 64. 64. Now, the school is located in the Akwapim South constituency, and they are led by the head teacher of the school, the person of Francis Ndechi Kujo. Please, you are also warmly welcome, and you go through the same drill, learn from what you see here, copy what is good. Don't copy the bad ones. The bad ones include having your phone on when you are in a meeting. When you are in a meeting, your phone should never ring, because that's a disturbance and interruption. It doesn't show discipline at all. Don't copy that one at all. Please, you may resume your seat. Honorable members, we will now take, with your kind permission, correction of votes and proceedings. And then we have 2 official reports. If they are available, we'll take that one too. We'll start with the correction of votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 10th June 2026, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, yes, page 7.
Thank you, most respected Speaker. Speaker, page 7, item 5. That's E. Ordinarily, when you are acknowledging your esteemed visitors to the House, Speaker, you do differentiate between those you acknowledge from the public gallery from those who sit at your esteemed gallery. Over here, the delegation from the National Assembly of Namibia, I think they were duly acknowledged from your gallery. So if the clerk at table could take note. The manner in which it's couched over here, it looks as though all visitors were acknowledged from the public gallery. So if that distinction is made, I think the correct data or record will reflect. Thank you.
I am struggling to follow what you just said. Item 5, page 7, recognition of visitors. And that was done by the First Deputy Speaker. You have A, B, What you are talking about is on page 8. Page 8. Yes. Page 8. That will be done. The separation will be done. Thanks for drawing attention to it. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I was up on my feet when you mentioned page 7. 2 appears as absent, but
yes, table office, kindly check your records and do the right thing. Again, page 8. Yes, please.
Mr. Speaker, I actually wrote on page 7.
Page 7, okay.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Just a clarification. A. They make mention of staff and pupils of Kwabenya Atomic Municipal Assembly 3 and 4, junior high. I don't know whether there are 2 separate schools or is just one school named 3 and 4. If there are 2 different schools, then it should be junior high schools from Dominic Kwabenya constituency. So if it is one
My First Deputy Speaker says it's one.
One
school.
Okay.
It's one school.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Page 14. Yes, please.
Speaker, thank you so much. The very first paragraph, that's C, line 1. The name of the honorable member for Efia constituency is Isaac Boama. And then the Boama is wrongly spelled over here. So if what is here could be deleted and we insert the right one. Thank you.
Yes, payroll office kindly take note of that. Page 15. Page 16. Page 17. Page 18. Page 19. Page 20. Page 21. Honorable members, the votes and proceedings of the 9th sitting, dated Wednesday, 9th June 20, is Wednesday, 9th or 10th June? Now, members, I take that again. The votes and proceedings of the 9th sitting dated Wednesday, 10th June 2026 as corrected is adopted as a true record of proceedings. As mentioned earlier on, I have here 2 copies, one each, of the official reports of Monday, 1st June 2026 and Tuesday, 2nd June 2026. Any corrections? Honorable members, in the absence of any corrections, the official report of 1st June, Yes, please.
Speaker, I thought you said either first or second.
Yes, 1st June and 2nd June.
Okay, so I have a bit of correction. Thank you. On 2nd June.
2nd June.
Yes, please. Speaker, let me respectfully walk you to column 25, the first paragraph, line 5. The name of the ministry of the Honorable Minister of Honorable Sam George is Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology, and Innovations. Over here is captured Innovation Google. I don't think the respected leader said that anyway. And then line 9, innovation should be innovations. Thank you, Speaker. I was addressing the Speaker.
Yes, so the correction applies to 2. That is at the safe line and the line. So it's not and in the 10th line, it's not innovation. Innovations. With that, members, the official reports of 1st June 2026 and 2nd June 2026 as corrected represent the true record of proceedings. We now take order item 6. Item 6 on the order paper, questions. And we have 2 questions for the Minister for Food and Agriculture. Is he in the House? Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Minister himself is not here, but he's delegated his deputy, able deputy, to come and answer the questions on his behalf. So I want to make the application to allow him to do so.
Yes.
Thank you.
What do you say, the minority from bench?
Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Majority Leader hasn't explained why the Minister is not here and the Deputy Minister instead. And Mr. Speaker, there is this thing that is going on. Last Saturday, a Minister was at a function, and the Deputy Minister was at a function, and the Deputy Minister was awarded as a Best Deputy Minister, while the Minister was not given anything in an award ceremony. So if Deputy Ministers would begin, the Minister, the able Minister for Sports, Honorable Nope, he was at the function, but the Deputy Minister for Sports, for Transport was given an award as a Best Performing Deputy Minister, and the Minister was not given an award. So if the Deputy Minister, my classmate Don Dumelo, is given to ask or answer these questions, I don't know whether he also wants to overthrow his minister. But Mr. Speaker, within our orders in Order 886, I think Order 886 give the Speaker the power to do so. Mr. Speaker, let me just refer to my standing orders in Order 886. And Order 886 reads, in the absence of the minister, member, or the head of independent constitutional body to whom a question is directed, the Speaker may permit an authorized person to respond to this question. So, Mr. Speaker, if the Deputy Minister can answer. But we all know that the best performing minister is the minister who is pushing your big push, the road minister. But you don't even care about the big push. You are giving award to people and giving award to MPs without talking to the Speaker. The Speaker doesn't even know the criteria in awarding his MPs. And when you continue awarding ministers and deputy ministers and not actually acknowledging those who are doing the job, Kwame Agboja, he's always in the chamber, the Minister for Roads, and he's always here answering questions. He's the one pushing your big push. but he could not afford 50,000 to pay for the award. He could not afford 50,000. Kwame Agboja could not afford 50,000. And Mr. Speaker, they even went to an extent to award a new MP, an award new MP. I don't know who is the best old MP is. That criteria was not awarded. So, Mr. Speaker, we don't have a problem. John DeMelo can answer the questions and we are fine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, I'm not aware of this event. Who organized it?
Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Government Communications is here. So he knows the ministers under his government that was awarded and the deputy ministers and the members of parliament. So you are in a better position to answer that. Mr. Speaker, even the CEO of Professor Kwesa White, Stiga, he is the CEO of SIGA. He issued an official statement saying that he was approached, Kwesa White, that he was approached to pay 50,000 to be adjudged the best CEO, and he declined, and 25,000 to have a table. But we are aware that the ministers were awarded, and some MPs were awarded as the best performing MPs in this chamber. So he's in the best position to answer.
Honourable Member, you have still not answered my question. I say, who organized? It's not the minister who has
the minister is aware. He knows that.
He's aware of what?
He has written a letter to that effect. He has written a letter to that effect. And the chief of staff have also written a letter. So he's aware.
Honourable Minister, please, what do you know about this issue that way?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I need to place on record that as far as government is concerned, no state agency or entity has organized any award ceremony purporting to honor ministers, MPs, or any other category of public servants. What I do know is that for a very long time, indeed, I recall that even in my days as a Deputy Minister for Information, sometime between 2013 and 2016, there have been all manner of groups who send round invitations and solicitations to people to be part of award schemes. And we understand that this particular awards that we are discussing started 6 years ago. And indeed, there are some members of the previous government who received similar awards. So it is purely voluntary. It is a private sector activity. And government does not in any way, shape or form endorse it. Mr. Speaker, in order to bring clarity to the matter, the Secretary to the President caused to be issued a statement in which the President has admonished and cautioned all of his appointees to steer clear of such awards, because we do not believe that it is the best to organize any award schemes. But this government does not endorse it. So it is a private entity, Mr. Speaker. I cannot speak for the private entity that organized it. But government was not part of the organization. I have answered the question. Government was not part of the organization. Indeed, government was not informed that any such. Again, Mr. Speaker, there's no evidence. There's no evidence that any minister paid for any awards. Yes, there is a statement or a write-up issued by Professor Kwesa White of SIGA that he was approached to pay 50,000 cedis and he declined. That does not mean that any other person paid any monies, especially in the absence of any evidence to that effect. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Is this issue too open to debate? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Because you asked who organized,
yes,
and the honourable member attempted to provide information, I want to provide some more information. Mr. Speaker, the information out there is that it was organized by an entity with payment from some of the award winners. the award winners and some persons who declined have gone on public record that they were approached to pay some about 30,000, some about 50,000 before they could win these awards, and that they declined. And so, Mr. Speaker, I think as the honourable member tries to provide information, he should provide a full breadth of information that it was organized by a private entity with payment from the ministers and other persons who won these awards. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
My question has not still been answered. Who organized the awards? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, it was organized by a private company by name Excellence Awards or so. Mr. Speaker, the minister is spoken.
Honorable member, are you just part of rumor mongering, or you have facts that there is a private company called Excellence?
Mr. Speaker, I'm giving you the information which has been reported. Big events. The company called Big Events under the banner Excellence Awards. This is what they've advertised.
Are you part of the rumor mill, or you are sure there's a company called Big Events? Because you are, I'm serious about this, because if you have cross-checked and you have official records that there's a company by name Big Events Ghana.
Big Events Ghana.
Registered
That's
company.
the name of the company.
Registered company.
Registered company.
With directors.
Mr. Speaker, we have to check. But the name of the company is Big Events Ghana. But Mr. Speaker, it's a good question you asked. It's a very important question you asked. And Mr. Speaker, the further information I was trying to give you is that the minister responsible for government communication should have told you, Mr. Speaker, that this matter was so important that the president caused his secretary to issue a public statement on the matter. And so, when we are giving information, let's give the full remit of the information. The president issued a statement. And Mr. Speaker, the issue on the table is that this private company organized an award ceremony which ministers and government officials participated in and paid for. And Mr. Speaker, out there, this scandal is being captioned cash for awards. Cash for awards. And indeed, Dr. Kwesa White, Mr. Speaker, let us not forget that Dr. Kwesa White is the boss of SIGA, CEO of SIGA, and SIGA's mandate, Mr. Speaker, in all humility and modesty, I was Deputy Chief of Staff, part of the committee that transformed the Diversity Implementation Committee to SIGA. SIGA is responsible for monitoring state enterprises. And it is on the basis of that the boss of SIGA came out to say this awards ceremony is suspect. And that even he, as CEO of SIGA, he was approached to pay a whooping 50,000 Ghana cedis to receive an award. So, Mr. Speaker, I conclude by submitting to you that the issue out there are two issues. The first one is that these awards, the recipients paid for the awards. And the second issue is how government officials have suddenly made enough money to be able to pay 50,000 cedis. In some cases, they claim 200,000. In other cases, 250,000. That is the issue. That is the issue related to the cash for awards. And some ministers, Mr. Speaker, some ministers who did not receive the awards and who believe that they are performing ministers have come out to indicate that there is a particular minister who is been given an award and he's not deserving, and that he was given the award because he was able to pay, and that I am working better than him, and yet I did not get the award because I could not afford to pay. Mr. Speaker, so when we are dealing with these matters, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, when we are dealing with these matters, Mr. Speaker, it goes to the heart of the integrity and honesty of public service. Because public service ought to be what it is, as you've consistently indicated. Public service should be public service. And so a minister then parades and gets an award that he's doing so well, only for it to come out that he paid for it. That's the issue.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there seems to be a lot of appetite for rumor mongering this morning in the chamber. I don't think there is evidence in what is being said. Mr. Speaker, you did ask a question, and the communication minister said that it wasn't organized by government, but he knows that it was done by a private sector. That, I think, is where the story ends. We don't have any information as to what you are alluding to. And Mr. Speaker, I think there's no evidence, so with all due respect, Mr. Speaker, we have some business to do this morning. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to appeal to your good office that if, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to appeal to your good office because you see, listening to the issue I raised and the contribution and the response from the minister in charge of government communication, he did admit that government have issued a statement to this matter. It's a serious issue. Mr. Speaker, if you can kindly direct that we should set up a committee to investigate. Mr. Speaker, to investigate. Mr. Speaker, we should. Mr. Speaker, so that, Mr. Speaker, a bipartisan committee to investigate this matter and see the criteria for the award. Mr. Speaker, we deserve to know the truth. We deserve to know the truth. So let's set up a committee to investigate it, see the criteria, see who have paid and who have not been able to pay, and then we can move on from there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I know you are very experienced members of Parliament, and you know what to do if you want Parliament to take action on this matter. When you come properly, we will definitely take the action. With this, we'll leave it at this stage. We expect you to come properly, and we'll take action. No country develops without integrity. It's not only applied to politicians, but to everybody in the society. So clearly something has happened. The president has raised issue about it, raised serious concern about it. And so as representatives, if we want to translate that into action, the process is there. You can follow it, and then we can delve into it. I mean, to at least nip this in the bud so that we don't continue to have such activities, such as alleged extortionary companies claiming that they know how to define quality, evaluate and assess people, and give awards. People that they don't appoint anyway. And so please, if you want this to be taken forward, do the proper thing. To the next term, and as I said, the minister, I'm told, is not here, said by his deputy, able deputy, and so I'll call on the members to ask the question. The first one, question number 781, stands in the name of Honorable Eric Edem Agbana, the Member of Parliament for K2 North. Honourable Member, you may ask the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Food and Agriculture strategies being adopted by the ministry to resolve the challenge of glut, especially in rice and maize crops.
Yes, Honourable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, through the dedicated efforts of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the country is currently experiencing a bumper harvest across several staple foods, including maize, rice, soya beans, and other starchy staples. The achievement reflects the success of ongoing agricultural interventions and the resilience of hard work of our farmers. Mr. Speaker, this success has brought with it an intended challenge. Due to the abundant produce on the market, many farmers are struggling to sell their commodities at remunerative and profitable prices. This situation poses a significant risk to farmers' livelihoods and could discourage future production if not addressed properly. Mr. Speaker, the government, through the National Buffer Stock, is tackling this glut by implementing a combination of direct purchasing, processing, storage, and strategies under the Feed Ghana program. The following are the strategies and the measures. The government directed the National Buffer Stock Company to purchase excess maize, rice, and soy from the farmers. Following an initial 100 million in November 2025, and 2026 budget provided an additional 200 million for the 2026 season. The purpose of this intervention is to enable the procurement of grains, particularly maize and rice, from farmers across the country at guaranteed minimum prices. Currently, the National Buffer Stock Company has engaged approximately 45 accredited license buying companies which have been assigned to various grain-producing zones across the country to purchase locally produced rice and maize directly from the farmers at the approved minimum guaranteed prices. Mr. Speaker, this strategic intervention will cushion farmers against price volatility and post-harvest losses, while helping to stabilize market prices and protect farm incomes. In addition, it will strengthen the nation's food security system by ensuring availability of adequate food reserves during the emergencies, including pandemics and other unforeseen disruptions. The ministry has been able to attract strong partnerships with donor partners to support infrastructure in food systems. Key is the World Bank Group Support in Food Systems Resilience Program and World Food Program active support to the National Buffer Stock Company to refurbish and procure equipment for some storage warehouses across the country. These enable NAFCO to undertake more purchases. These are the long-term measures. To create long-term solutions, the government is establishing 5 new maize factories across the country. This aim is to shift from merely storing raw grain to processing it into corn flour for local consumption and export, reducing the impact of future gluts. Mr. Speaker, schools, especially senior high schools and school feeding programs, and state institutions such as hospitals and prisons have been instructed to prioritize purchasing locally produced rice and maize to ensure a steady, high-volume market for local farmers. These interventions demonstrate government's unwavering commitment to support farmers, sustaining agricultural growth, improving rural livelihoods, and safeguarding national food security. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to humbly ask the Minister what special attention the ministry is giving to rice farmers, considering the fact that it is almost their season and they need to sell their produce from the last harvest so that they'll be able to purchase farm produce, especially farmers in Apipe, Avalavi, Klenomadi, and other parts of Ketu North, a constituency that is largely known for rice production. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and I can assure my colleague, Honorable Edem Agbana, that the buffer stock will be in their constituency soon to buy the excesses from the farmers. Thank you.
Honorable Member, any more supplementary?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. That will be all for now. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your answer, you mentioned that government budgeted 100 million in 2025, 200 million in 2026. I want to find out, so far, how much has been released to the buffer stock to purchase these food products?
By the Ministry of Finance.
By the Ministry of Finance records.
But you mentioned it. You mentioned it. You mentioned it. It's in the answer. It's in the answer.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not done.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not done.
A question at a time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as I earlier mentioned, 100 million was allocated to the national buffer stock in November 2025 last year. And this year, 50 million out of the 200 million has been given to the national buffer stock. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Is that order? Supplementary, if you are not the owner of the question.
Mr. Speaker, that's why I wanted to him to
No, but you put many questions together. That's not the rule.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in the minister's response, he says that the slump in demand is as a result of a bumper harvest. Can he provide this House with data for the maize and the rice that he speaks about to establish, as compared to the previous year, that indeed it is a question of bumper harvest rather in demand?
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, those figures, I don't have it offhand, but I can confidently tell you that because of our prudent agricultural policies, it is indeed a bumper harvest. Thank you.
Honorable members, we now move to the second question, and that question stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Heman Lower Denchira, Honorable Lawrence Ajinsam. Please, you may ask your question now.
Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Agriculture, the plans that the ministry has to enhance poultry value chain from production to processing, marketing and distribution, and consumption and demand.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the ministry's plan under the Feed Ghana program to enhance the poultry value chain from production to processing and value addition, marketing and distribution, and consumption and demand is anchored on a comprehensive end-to-end strategy designed to revitalize and expand Ghana's poultry industry. This involved targeted interventions to increase production, improve efficiency, enhance value addition, strengthen market access, domestic consumption. Mr. Speaker, under the Poultry Industry Revitalization Program, the Ministry is rolling out 3 major interventions to scale up Ghana's poultry production. 1, Poultry Farm to Table project. Under this, anchor farmers and outgrower support, 50 commercial anchor farmers will be selected nationwide, and each will be supported with 80,000 beds with additional logistical and technical assistance. 2, Poultry Intensification Program under the Food Systems Resilience Program, FSRP. This intervention is supporting 500 small to medium-scale poultry farmers across all regions to scale up their operations. 3, the Nkoko Nkiti Initiative, Backyard Poultry for Nutrition and Livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, to enhance food security at the community level, especially amongst vulnerable groups, the Ministry is implementing a backyard poultry program targeting the production of an additional 3 million birds with a strong focus on women and youth. This program was formally launched on the 12th of November 2025 by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to facilitate the immediate mass distribution of birds to households across constituencies. Mr. Speaker, these 3 interventions together will deliver a minimum of 10 million birds into the national poultry ecosystem. When this figure is combined with the production output of private commercial poultry farmers, we anticipate a significant increase in national poultry supply within the coming months. For this reason, Mr. Speaker, the Ministry is simultaneously strengthening the processing, marketing, distribution, and export pillars of the value chain to address the anticipated market glut and to ensure that farmers do not suffer post-production losses. Government is establishing a poultry processing factory in Bechim. This factory will support large-scale processing, packaging, cold chain management, and value addition to ensure that Ghanaian poultry products meet domestic and international market standards. Government is also facilitating and encouraging private individuals to participate in the various parts of poultry value chain. Mr. Speaker, additional poultry processing factories will be established in other regions to create a robust and decentralized processing and marketing network, enabling the imports and position Ghana as a growing hub for poultry exports within the sub-region. Mr. Speaker, these interventions collectively ensure a fully integrated poultry value chain from production to processing, value addition, marketing, and consumption, thereby advancing the government's strategic objective of making Ghana a competitive poultry nation and securing livelihoods across the entire value chain. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Right, Honourable Speaker, I have a question. In the Minister's answer in terms of production, he did mention Nkoko Nkiti. I just want to know the state of the Nkoko Nkiti and how the Ministry has been able to solve the perennial problem of soya bean and maize in the poultry industry.
I'll take it as you've asked 2 questions. The first one is dealing with the Nkoko Nkiti. I've been hearing much of it. I also want to learn more about it. And then the second one, you are talking about soya bean and other production. So you satisfied the standing orders. So start with the Nkoko Nkiti. I don't know Nkoko Nkiti.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so far, a little over 1.7 million beds have been distributed across the country. Ashanti, Ahafo.
Meanwhile, the first deputy speaker to take the chair.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so far 1.7 million beds have been distributed across the country. Ashanti, Ahafo, Bono East, Greater Accra, Western North, Eastern, Central, and Volta have all been served. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to the next question about the maize and soy, countries are currently working with the suppliers of the feed to be able to buy from them so that they can produce the feed and hence of the
Member, any question? Members.
Honorable Speaker, I thank the Minister for the question.
Very well. In the absence of any further question on your behalf, I thank the Deputy Minister responsible for Food and Agriculture for attending upon the House and responding to questions scheduled for him. You are hereby discharged. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we want to move on to the statements. Item number 7 on page 3 of today's order paper. And but we will skip the first statement, 7A, and then move on to B, C, D, and E, as we agreed when we were in Concord. Yeah?
Very well. Yes, minority.
Mr. Speaker, we were just drawing the Deputy Majority Leader attention that if he can get the order of business varied, then we can lay 8, the maritime and related offences bill. So if that report can be laid, then we can make progress.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, yes, thanks. I think we will do that. We will. Yeah, it is. The report is ready. Unfortunately, the chairman of the committee is not here. So we will ask a member of the committee to be able to lay the paper, so we will take it next week. Thank you. So we will, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, we will alter the business for today and do item number 8, presentation of papers, and take paper. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, at commencement of public business presentation of papers, item numbered 8, Chairman of the committee. Who is a member of Committee on Roads and Transportation? Item accordingly deferred. We then come to item numbered 7.
Mr. Speaker, let's go to 7, and then when we have you have a member. Oh, Mr. Speaker, actually, we have the Deputy Minister for Trade, who is a member of the committee, so he can do that.
Honourable Deputy Minister, you may lay the paper.
Report of the Committee on Roads and Transportation on the Maritime and Related Offences Bill 2026.
Honorable members, report duly presented, and it is for distribution to the House. We then come to item number 7B, statement standing Honorable Kojo Obama, Member of Parliament for Ofonsi, Ahirebi.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. I rise on a matter of urgent national importance, the state of youth unemployment in our country today, and whether we are doing enough to tackle it. Mr. Speaker, let me begin with data from the quarterly labor force statistics of the Ghana Statistical Service. In December 2024, the unemployment rate for young Ghanaians aged 15 to 24 stood at 32%. By the third quarter of 2025, that figure had risen to 32.5%, Mr. Speaker. In the Greater Accra region alone, youth unemployment in Q3 2025 reached 49.3%. Mr. Speaker, nearly 1 in every 2 young people in our capital region is unemployed. The Ghana Statistical Service also tells us that 7 out of every 10 unemployed Ghanaians are under the age of 35. The GSS classifies 1.34 million young people aged 15 to 24 as not in education, employment, or training. When Ghana's national youth policy definition extends to age 35, the figure rises to 1.95 million. Nearly 2 million young Ghanaians are neither earning nor learning. Mr. Speaker, the unemployment problem in this country is not a general problem with a youth dimension. It is a youth problem, and the burden is getting worse. And Mr. Speaker, let me be very upfront with this. No government has fully solved this problem, including the previous MPP government, and we must all take responsibility for this. But the question before this House today is what is being done now to tackle it and whether or not it is working. Mr. Speaker, this government has presented a basket of solutions to the Ghanaian people. The 24-hour economy, the 1 million coders program, the Ejumara program, and the promise of 250,000 jobs annually. The 24-hour economy was launched in July 2025, but the authority bill only came before this House in February, and concerns have already been raised that it does not provide for the promised shift system or employment expansion. The 133 is not included. The 1 million coders program received over 90,000 applications in 48 hours, showing the hunger of people. By November 2025, the program's website with plans to onboard 30,000 people in the first cohort. On Ejumara, Mr. Speaker, a target of 10,000 businesses a year is what was announced. But by March 2026, 11 months after the launch, grants had been awarded to only 475 entrepreneurs, Mr. Speaker. On the 12th of November 2025, 21,000 young people converged at Elwak Stadium for a single Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise. Unfortunately, 6 died in the stampede and 5 more went into intensive care, all while competing for only some 2,000 slots. We have a labor market crisis, and it is getting worse. The questions confronting us is whether the programs that have been outlined by the government of Ghana will work, or whether we urgently need a new job creation strategy. The youth of this country are not looking for slogans anymore. They want feasible programs that create dignified, productive, and well-paid jobs. Mr. Speaker, as a House, we have a few recommendations of what we should be doing to help in this area. First, we need to anchor every job program on published delivery scorecards with clear metrics on beneficiaries, the cost of these jobs, the time to placement, and the employment retention. Second, we need to separate skills development from job creation, and we need to fund both separately. Training people without creating demand for their skills only manufactures disappointment. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, we have to shift the funding model from sovereign financing to private-public partnerships. Government should focus on de-risking, co-investing, and creating regulatory clarity, while private capital drives the large-scale job creation that we need. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, we need to make the apprenticeship economy the spine of the youth employment strategy through national certification, employer co-funding, and clear pathways into employment or self-employment. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I propose that we need to build a credible labor market information system for the Republic of Ghana, which will publish timely district-level data on vacancies, sectoral demand, skills gaps, and graduate absorption to guide policy and budget decisions. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we do not need more slogans or promises that results in the pipeline. What we need are more effective ways by which we can solve the worsening youth unemployment problem in our country. The Ghana Statistical Service data is clear. The youth unemployment problem is getting worse, and the time to act is now. I thank Mr. Speaker for the opportunity.
Honourable members, that is the first statement for the day. Leaders, how many comments are we taking? In view of the fact that we have to take the C, the D, the E. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we have a few statements here today. This is the first one. So I would suggest that we do 2-2 and then move on to the others. Thank you. Yeah, 2-2.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter of national importance. We all know that the youth bulge is an issue, a demographic problem that we have. And we believe that in our ability to make comments on this particular issue adequately will help us move forward. So I suggest that we, as many people as possible, my side is proposing 10 people on each side. Thank you.
Well, we need to manage the time in view of the number of statements. Other than that, we go by the rules, the hour that the law allows us to take statement. We operate within that 1 hour and we end it. If we cannot be realistic and take as many statements as we can. If statement time is 1 hour, by 1 hour we end it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We can go by the rules.
Then, yes.
Yes.
Then I would also recommend that we do 5-5, including leadership. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we have a lot of members who want to do statements. So if that's the case, let's put all the statements together. They should read, everybody should read, then after that we can do our contributions.
Statement time.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if I catch your eye.
Yes, you have
Yes,
the floor.
I think I've agreed with my colleague on the other side that will make 4, including leadership. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have quite a number of statements to go through. This will probably mean that we may have to be reducing the numbers as we go along. So 4 including leadership. We will go with the first one, and then subsequently we may have to reduce as we go along.
Honorable members, I was going to apply Order 94. And Order 94 reads, time for statements. The time for statement shall ordinarily not exceed 1 hour, except that the Speaker may permit statement and comment outside the prescribed period in exceptional cases. This is what the rules says. So in the absence of disagreement, we applied the law. And we started making the statement at 3:40. And exactly 4:40, we ends. It ends. So, honourable members, it's time for comment. The rule guides us in the circumstances of this nature. Yes, Honourable Speaker, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to support this very important statement made by the Honourable Member, Honourable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah. Indeed, employment issues are issues that I think, in my opinion, have not been given the needed attention as a state over the years. And it's one of the most important areas that such important statement we cannot actually heap scorn on, but rather give it the needed attention that it deserves. But Mr. Speaker, before we can do that, we need to situate it in the right context as a country and deal with the underlying variables or the factors or the independent variables that have contributed to this, I would say, unacceptable situation we find ourselves in when it comes to unemployment rate. Mr. Speaker, unemployment rate is basically about those in labor force who are looking for jobs, but they don't have. And how do we deal with such a situation? Mr. Speaker, modern day socioeconomic development or ecosystem, the concentration basically is on the private sector. So I believe that any government, any policy maker that will be able to deal with the private sector aspect and make sure that the private sector is accorded the needed opportunity and incentives and resources and cooperation and support. Oh, boss, can you stop that, please? Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Any government that will be able to do that definitely will let us attain that goal or objective that we need. Mr. Speaker, we have a very weak entrepreneurial ecosystem as a country. Any government can give even $1 billion, just a statement or cities, to all the entrepreneurs or investors or business actors in our country. Even with that interest rate, I can assure you, within a year or two, we are not going to get the expected results. So I am just suggesting that as much as we need capital for them, we need specific policies for them. Our entrepreneurial ecosystem, which is weak as a result of weak actors in that segment, must be given the needed orientation and training. Not only the financial aspect. Two, any government that is in place must demonstrate that readiness, preparedness, and ability to do that. Which it is very unfortunate that from my brothers from the other side, they gave us hope. They sank what they are sampaneba. 24-hour economy, big push. All these models were supposed to give us employment. Mr. Speaker, now you ask NDC MP that, where is the big push? They say go to Kolegono. It is in the gutters. They'll push it into the gutters. Mr. Speaker, it's very, very unfortunate. Now 24-hour economy. We are not even experiencing 1 minute economy. How can we create jobs? And this comes to the point that they don't do the needed research before they give Ghanaians policies and programs and manifesto. They lack the needed the requisite research that they need. Without the needed data, because decision making, the basis is information. They don't even have the requisite data. They didn't do any preparation. They only wrote that in their manifesto just to deceive Ghanaians. And now see most of the Ghanaian young ones go to Circle, go to even Kejetia, go to Kantamanto, go to Takrade. All the young guys have given hope in this government because they have been deceived. So, Mr. Speaker, as much as we write in our manifestos with the intention of creating jobs, my input this afternoon is that political parties must do the needed research, must conduct the right research and get the right data with integrity and provide the right needed of value chains before they can promise Ghanaians. Other than that, we will always manage that propaganda economy and create mirage of jobs once they are not there. Mr. Speaker, one of the things is also how we abuse state resources. Misuse of funds. Because we need those funds to give to private sector to create the jobs. Recently, my brothers went to London.
Honorable member, your time is up. Yes, Honorable Tim Fojo.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to commend the maker of the statement, my very good friend, the Honorable Member for Fwasia Yobri, Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, for bringing to the fore this national crisis and very dangerous trend that must be nipped in the bud without partisan considerations. Mr. Speaker, it is very dangerous for every country, any country, who has unemployment rate of in the ranges of 32%. It is very dangerous to have the youth between 15 and 24, about 2 million of them who are neither in school or who are neither in employment. That is very dangerous. That is a recipe for disaster. It is for this reason, Mr. Speaker, that youth unemployment has become one of the biggest national security threats we have on our hands in this country. The vulnerable groups who can easily lend themselves to radicalization, to extremism, are all stemming from unemployment. And the time has come that we do not pay lip service to political promises that offered jobs to the youth when it is time for campaign, but when power is won, we sit and just do little that will solve this unemployment problems. Mr. Speaker, across the world, in 2021, the learning generation proceeded a report and indicated that if nothing changes in the way that education is done across the world, by 2030, nearly 875 million people will reach adulthood without the skills needed to thrive, without the skills that will make them productive. And that must cause us as Ghana to look at our figures one more time. We need to wake up, to rethink how education is done. We need to rethink how skills development is done. We need to be able to reshape and invest properly in skills development, TVET education, apprenticeship, and link it to financing that will ensure that some small enterprises are set up. It shouldn't just be political jargons. It shouldn't just be some political allotment that is given to political apparatchiks, but it is a national crisis. We are talking about the youth beyond MPP, NDC. We are talking about several millions of the youth who are looking forward for jobs, whether in the private sector or in the public sector. And these are people who are expecting that the energies within the private sector will be freed up so that more opportunities will be created. So if we are celebrating or touting economic or macroeconomic indicators that seem good on paper with low interest rates, exchange rate whatsoever, it should be able to translate in the expansion, commensurate expansion in the private sector, such that jobs will be created. We have a country that has a median age of 21.3. What that means is that many more, nearly half of our people are young people that are looking for jobs. And so we should move beyond just, touting textbook macroeconomic indicators into indicators that drive economic expansion, that create jobs, that ensure that even the skills that we are training are reflective of the needs on the market. And even beyond the Ghana, within the borders of Ghana, let us begin to train for skills beyond the borders of this country. We need to be able to train such that the Ghanaian youth will be able to confidently and productively compete for opportunities in Malaysia, opportunities in the West, in Americas, and in any part of the country, sitting right here in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, if we fail to do so and only reduce jobs and unemployment challenges to campaign cycles, going to promise political party apparatchiks, what will be the result is what we saw at Elwak, where 85,000 young people applied for slots that did not exceed 5,000. What we will see is the recent fracas and the recent security recruitment failure, which saw 500,000 young people already unemployed, who were milked 111 million cedis from 220 per person application, only to realize that we're only competing for 5,000 slots. So we need to be able to give hope to the young person. We must demonstrate it beyond the rhetorics, beyond the political jargons. This is the time the people in authority, the government in power must bite the bullet and must move beyond rhetorics, create jobs, expand the private sector, and ensure that we rethink our education. Let's focus more on skills. Let's focus more on funding. Let's focus more on creating entrepreneurs who themselves will create jobs that will employ our other teeming youth.
Your time is up. Yes, Honorable Eric Afu.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement made by Honorable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah, MP for Ofuase Ayeribi, and the ranking member for Committee on Economy and Development. Right Honorable Speaker, let me also commend him to raise this very important issue on the floor today. And also, let me also thank him for admitting to the fact that within the statement, the previous government was unable to solve the youth unemployment. Thank him so much for that. He's so fair and courageous to say this. Right, Honorable Speaker, let me say, what I'm saying is the truth. Go to the statement, you see. Mr. Speaker, let me say that in 2017, the general unemployment situation in the country was around 8%. 2016-17. Go and check. The general unemployment situation in the country was about 8% of the entire population. Mr. Speaker, in 2024, it was 16%. So he's right to say that the previous government could not solve the unemployment situation in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, it is true, obviously true, that in Ghana, about 400,000 youth graduate from schools every year for universities, polytechnics, and nursing training colleges, and the rest. So unemployment will be there. And to be frank with you, the government is unable to employ more than 1 million people. Government is unable to employ 1 million people per the structure of the economy. And therefore, we need to resort to the private sector. The private sector has to absorb these figures. That is why this government has introduced the 24-hour economy policy. 24-hour economy policy to absorb. You see, 24-hour economy policy is a private sector led. They'll be able to absorb all the... He has mentioned some of the things this government is doing also to reduce the unemployed situation, like 1 million coders program has been introduced. You have national entrepreneurship initiative programs. So this government is on course to solve unemployment situation in the country. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, Honorable Samson Ahi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement by my colleague. Mr. Speaker, there are two ways of addressing unemployment in the country, either through by the government or through the private sector. Mr. Speaker, with the private sector, if you look at the conducive economic environment that has been created by this government, it is supporting the private sector to expand their businesses and to create jobs. If you look at interest rates alone, Mr. Speaker, interest rate is now hovering around 16%, 17%, from about 26% in 2024 to 16%. What happens is that it allows businesses to be able to borrow money and expand their business. If they expand their business, it means they are going to employ the unemployed youth in the country. So government have put measures in place. When my colleague mentioned 24-hour economy, my colleagues were shouting. If you look at the incentive package embedded in the 24-hour economy policy, where businesses are taking advantage to expand their businesses, it will tell you that this government is serious to work to resolve the unemployment situation in our country. So, Mr. Speaker, if you have, and I'm happy that the maker of the statement alluded to the fact that the previous government didn't do much with regards to employment, youth employment in this country. Because, Mr. Speaker, for instance, now we have a lot of trained teachers who came out in 2022, they were not employed. 2023, they were not employed. 2024, they were not employed. So about 45,000 under their watch. They completed school during when they were in power. They didn't do anything about employment. These are so the issues of youth unemployment with the who is carrying this message to Ghanaians. Because when you couldn't employ graduates from the teacher training college from 2022, 2023, 2024, is it today, 1 year after you have left office, 1 year after you have left office, you are now crying more than the bereaved. You are now crying more than the bereaved. So, Mr. Speaker, if you look at what the government is doing, this year, in 2025, government has expanded the export base. So from the GEPA, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, their records, there's increase of 35% of export into export values in this country. $5 billion. $5 billion. That constitutes 35% increase from 2024, Mr. Speaker. So when there is increase in export environment, it also creates jobs. It creates jobs. So government is creating the environment for the private sector to do well. Government on its own also working hard to employ the youth when they come out from the lesson training colleges, when they come out from the teacher training colleges, and other public sector, which is also providing employment to many people. Mr. Speaker, if you talk about big push, what is big push doing? Big push It's a deliberate policy by government to expand our road network. When the road network is expanded, what happens? It leads to creation of jobs. Because many people, many youth who are not employed now, will be employed to work in those road sectors. And so Big Push is contributing to the creation of work. If you listen to the Agric Minister, government has put in place a lot of programs and activities which is leading to creation.
Honourable Member, your time is up. Yes. Honourable Member, your time is up. Yes, Honourable Abujinapo.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me begin very quickly by thanking the always brilliant Honourable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, MP for Fuasia Irebi, for bringing this very important matter on the floor. And Mr. Speaker, and doing it in a very dispassionate and objective manner, which is why I'm very surprised our colleagues are wrongly indicating that he claimed that the Akufo-Addo government did not do much with unemployment. He didn't say so. This is exactly what he said, and I quote, Mr. Speaker. He said, "Now, Mr. Speaker, let me be the first to say, no government has fully solved this problem, including the previous MPP government, and we must all take our share of the responsibility for that. But the question before this House today is what is being done now to tackle it, and whether or not it is working." End quote. Mr. Speaker, this is the very profound statement the Honourable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah made, and this is the question he put before this House, and that is the question I seek to answer. And that is the question that our friends have deviated from and making wrong assumptions and conclusions about what he said. The Speaker, again, he went further to give a 5-point recommendations. 5 points. It's all in a statement. Obviously, my friend probably did not take his time to go through the statement. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 5. He just did not come to this House to make a hollow statement. He gave recommendations. Mr. Speaker, the unemployment situation is gotten worse, and the Honourable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah stated so, and that is a fact, and the data is here. If you look at the data, Mr. Speaker, quarter 4 of 2024, unemployment stood at 30.8%. Quarter 3 of 2025, unemployment is 34.4%. It's gotten worse, and that is why he's making this statement. And Mr. Speaker, our friends are strenuously making the point that unemployment is not an issue in Ghana and that they are solving unemployment. I think the jury is out there. We will leave it to Ghanaian unemployed youth. If you are a Ghanaian young man watching us now,
who exactly said that?
Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that our colleagues from the other side, their position, the argument they are making is that they are solving the unemployment situation in Ghana. That's the point they are making. Mr. Speaker, may I proceed? Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, so the point I'm making very simply, that the Honourable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah posed a question: how do we solve this problem? And I'm saying that our colleagues on your right-hand side, the NDC majority, is strenuously arguing that they are solving the unemployment situation problem in Ghana. I'm saying that if you're a young man watching us, that you will be the best judge whether the unemployment situation is being solved. And I've just given data to indicate, Mr. Speaker, that the unemployment situation in Ghana today has gotten worse. Akufo-Addo left with 30% unemployment. President Mahama and the NDC today have taken it to 34.4%. That is the data. I'm not making it up. Mr. Speaker, let me say that, Mr. Speaker, what is the government doing about unemployment? The budget of 2026, the government committed to create 850,000 jobs. They said they will create 250,000 jobs from integrated oil palm. Mr. Speaker, they said they will create 500,000 jobs from Big Push. In the integrated oil palm, in 2026, they were going to acquire land. That's all they were going to do. And then Big Push, they said they will create jobs for masons, for carpenters, and so on and so forth. All those are important. However, we are talking about youth graduate unemployment. What is the government's plan to tackle youth graduate unemployment? Mr. Speaker, the government is committed 290 million Ghana cedis to purchase sanitary pads. And yes, when it comes to 1 million coders and when it comes to a Jumawura program combined, the government is committed 100 million Ghana cedis. That is the question of priorities. If you give a young woman a job and the young woman earns money, the young woman will be able to purchase her own sanitary. Let me conclude by saying that government across Ghana says they are solving unemployment by building 24-hour markets. The Speaker, today in Ghana, even in the afternoon, people are not purchasing goods and products. People are not purchasing maize. People are not purchasing farm produce. Across the length and breadth of Ghana, markets are not operating in the afternoon. Purchasing power is gone down. There's no liquidity. You are not paying private sector. The finance minister is not funding agriculture. He is not funding industry, which are the backbones of our economy. You cannot create a day economy. You cannot create a 12-hour economy. How are you going to create a 24-hour economy? The unemployment situation is getting worse, and that's a fact. I thank you, Mr.
Yes, Honorable Adam Agbana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this very important statement ably delivered by the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by commending the maker of the statement for the constructive manner in which he delivered this statement. Mr. Speaker, the issue of unemployment is a national security issue, not just an economic issue. In this House must unite around the biggest threat, security of that unemployment remains even the biggest threat to the democracy which makes it possible for all of us to sit in this chamber making laws for this country. And so we must approach the issue of unemployment from a very patriotic, very nationalistic point of view. After the statement was ably delivered, Mr. Speaker, the commentary that followed, my only surprise is that some of the commentary from the other side makes it appear as though before January 2025, there was an issue or there was no issue of unemployment. But the figures are there, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let us be very honest and brutally honest about this conversation. Mr. Speaker, universities are unable to find jobs. So what happens is that the number keeps piling up, and so in subsequent years, others will graduate and only less than 40% will find jobs. So the connectivity between education and the economy is something that has not been able to fix. Mr. Speaker, we need to fix the education to economy pipeline, and that must be fixed by industrialization. Mr. Speaker, that is the only way to go. That is why the 24-hour economy, which has become a blueprint for industrializing this country, must be embraced. And when we hear from our friends in the NPP, they have reduced this whole 24-hour economy issue to just slogans and the market and what have you. But in this House, Mr. Speaker, we were presented with the economic blueprint for the 24-hour economy, which involves, Mr. Speaker, in case maybe they were not there, we had orientation, a post-budget orientation in this House, and the Honorable Gusitano was here. He mounted the discharge boards and oriented members of this House about, and so if you were not there, or you did not pay attention, I'm sorry, but we cannot accept responsibility for your failure not to pay attention to key economic policies. However, government is instituting a 24-hour economic policy which is seeking to industrialize. It is out of that. That is why today, the Volta Lake and across that zone, we have some investment being made to create job opportunities. Mr. Speaker, the other thing we need to fix is the fact that as we speak, in our country, we export almost everything as a raw material. No country can solve the problem of unemployment if we are not adding value to the natural resources that we have. And we have to look at this issue from a critical point of view where, whether in mining, whether in the oil and gas sector or what have you, agriculture, we must begin to add value to the things that we are producing. And I must say that it is good news that as we speak today, Gold Board, for example, they have started adding value to the gold that we are mining here before exporting or selling it outside there. Mr. Speaker, the other issue we also have to look at with the issue of unemployment is the fact that successive governments talk about entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship without key support for young people in terms of capital is actually cruelty. Let us look at how we can introduce a fund to support young people who are seeking to enter into entrepreneurship. That is a sustainable means by which we can support young people to create jobs for others. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, Deputy Leader.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I yield the leadership to Honorable. We've done three.
Yes, you have the floor.
No.
You have the floor.
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to commend the maker of this statement for bringing such an important issue before the House today. Mr. Speaker, the situation we face today, we've gone beyond somebody proposing an Indomie 133 economy situation. Mr. Speaker, the situation that we face today, the young people are not asking for pity. In our various constituencies today, Mr. Speaker, maybe my colleagues will try to shy away from that problem. There's a growing trend where the young people, after acquiring a degree, because there are no jobs, they are now looking forward to applying for another course to obtain another degree. They keep piling these certificates with a job deferred for a day, date, year that they cannot even tell. Again, Mr. Speaker, we were in this chamber when the NDC themselves brought this 24-hour economy thing before our very august house. We are almost into 24 months since they got into this government. And today, if you go to even the 24-hour economy secretariat, they themselves do not practice that 24-hour economy that they are talking about. Again, Mr. Speaker, another interesting phenomenon. This is a subtle introduction of unemployment tax, because as they keep acquiring the certificates and degrees with no end in sight, and somebody is telling us that we've heard these things before, we've heard these things before. Isn't it strange that, Mr. Speaker, we have the government today that they will tell you that we are launching a 1 million coders program, almost 18 months or more into their tenure. They have not even been able to onboard even 100,000 out of the 1 million. Mr. Speaker, they come and they tell us about a Jumeirah project. You ask them and they are not able to give you even figures to run with. Go to the Ministry for Youth Development. Even that ministry itself is underfunded. They themselves need a rescue and a bailout. Mr. Speaker, our colleagues should not reduce this unemployment situation, which Adam aptly put it. It is a national security matter. Because if the young people in our various constituencies cannot see any end in sight, the politicians become a target for their frustration. And so, Mr. President himself came here, whilst he was talking about 10,000 people even coming under a particular program, they were able to only boast of 475. Honorable Attah-Mensah should be commended for making such a bold statement on this floor. But we want to appeal to our colleagues. If they have run out of ideas in helping solve the unemployment situation, they should go for this statement. Mr. Speaker, we won't be intimidated. Mr. Speaker, it is clear from the ongoing that our colleagues, they need help as far as solutions are concerned. And then to make matters worse, under the Big Push program, this year, they said they were going to employ about 900,000 young people. We are in June. Mr. Speaker, even the carrying water, sun, that Kwankwa jobs, even they haven't been able to even employ
10,000 out of it. So what are we talking about here? I believe that the solutions proposed in this statement are real and they are tested in other countries, and these are things that we can support the young people of our country when it comes to it. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we need a very serious debate on the issue of unemployment in our country. If you walk on the street of Accra today, Mr. Speaker, the street today in Accra is hot. Mr. Speaker, I don't know what you are hearing in your constituency, but in some of us in our constituencies, you go there, the young people approach you and they ask you, when you go to Parliament, ask Mr. Speaker to ask the President that Ejumano Ewo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, majority.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you to the maker of this statement, Honorable Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah. It's a very important statement, extremely important statement that, as it's been said earlier, it's of a serious national security concern. None of us in this room is safe for as long as unemployment continues in this country. Mr. Speaker, I wish my brother had made this statement about 8 years ago, when unemployment actually started going up. Look, from 8%, we got to 16 in 2024, and my brother was actually part of the government. But as I have said earlier, it looks as if we get our best ideas. As we were told, we have no ideas. We get our best ideas when we are in opposition. And I'm glad, better late than never. I will urge my honorable brother and our friends on the other side to support the government of today in dealing with this unemployment problem, which is a timing bomb for all of us. And stop playing politics with it, because when the chicken come home to roost, it will affect all of us. I'm sure I can remind you, and you know so well, what caused the Arab Spring. It is as a result of excessive unemployment that created that situation. If we continue with policies that cannot hold water, and continue that if you do things like NAPCO, at the moment as I speak to you, as chairman of GRA, we have 2,000 NAPCO people sitting there, temporary staff, which we have taken a decision. We have taken a decision to absorb them because we have realized that they are Ghanaians. We need to give them proper jobs to do and pay them proper wages. This gimmick of having NAPCO and these kind of strategies don't actually work. Now, when you come to meet an economy as disastrous as the one you left, it takes time to get things done. And that, as I said, I'm surprised that in a year or so, you have found your voices again, and now you become champion of unemployment. Mr. Speaker, all the things that His Excellency President Mahama has said, we are working on it, and progress is being made. You can mock the 24-hour economy, but eventually, that is what will bring some relief to this country. Mr. Speaker, a lot is being done. We have resolved, as I said yesterday in the contribution, I said when we came to office, certain things had to be done first before you can do others. One of them was to stabilize the economy that you put in a vegetative state. We have to get the economy back. That has been done. We are growing the economy, and the jobs will come at the back of that. This government has been in office for 1 year and just about 5 months or 6 months. Things are being done. The economy that we thought would take 8 years to restore has been done within a year. The jobs that you are shouting about, eventually the jobs will come, and people who are looking for jobs, especially our youth, will get jobs to do. Please do not make a play of this unemployment situation, which started about 10 years ago. It's been going up and up with wrong policies. We never achieved anywhere. If your policies in the 8 years created some better jobs in this country, we will not be talking about what you are talking about today. Let's be serious in this country. Let's get our people to work. And I thank my honorable brother that better late than never. After 8 years, he's found his voice in making what I think is one of the best statements that has been made in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Honourable members, let's move to the statement number C at page 3 of today's other paper, standing in the name of Honourable Laurentia Jiwonu, Member of Parliament for Kwapim South. You have the floor.
Right Honourable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to make this statement on Ghana's participation in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, a historic tournament that marks a new chapter in in moments like this, one had political differences and all other divisions fade away. Political divisions fade away. NDC, NPP, or otherwise. We are simply Ghana, united behind 11 warriors on the pitch. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is unprecedented in many ways. It is the first World Cup in history to be jointly hosted by 3 nations, namely the United Nations of America and Mexico. It is equally the first edition of the World Cup to feature 48. Again, it's not. Sorry. Mr. Speaker, I beg your pardon. My microphone is not really strong. Mr. Speaker, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is unprecedented in many ways. It is the first World Cup in history to be jointly hosted by 3 nations, namely the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. It is equally the first edition of the World Cup to feature 48 participating countries, expanding from the traditional 38-team format. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is the largest and most inclusive FIFA World Cup ever staged, with 104 matches to be played across the 3 host nations. Mr. Speaker, from our maiden appearance at the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany to our landmark quarter-final feat in South Africa in 2010, the Black Stars have demonstrated that Ghana possesses the requisite talent, resilience, and determination to compete at the highest level of world football. Mr. Speaker, our World Cup has so far been marked by the remarkable brilliance of players whose outstanding performances have brought immense national pride and elevated Ghana's flag on the global stage. Our legendary striker, Asamoah Gyan, remains the highest scoring African in FIFA World Cup history with 6 goals across 3 tournaments. Also, our iconic footballers, such as the Ayew brothers, Sule Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, John Mensah, John Painto, and several other distinguished players have projected Ghana onto the global stage and continue to inspire millions worldwide. As 2026 FIFA World Cup commences today, we must recognize that football in recent times is far more than a sport. It is a global industry that creates employment, attracts investments, drives tourism, strengthens media and entertainment, and reinforces national identity. Let us proudly wear Ghana, celebrate our heritage, and promote the greatness of our nation through this World Cup. We must also emphasize that sporting success does not by chance or overnight, does not happen by chance, sorry, I beg your pardon, or overnight, but through the right investments, planning, and nurturing of talent. I firmly believe that Ghana will one day become the first African country to win the FIFA World Cup if the aforementioned measures are put in place. One cannot be more proud than to witness the of John Dramani Mahama to adopt the recommendations of the Jamafe Committee by discontinuing the use of scarce public funds to sponsor supporters to international tournaments. This practice previously drained millions of dollars from the public purse, resources that could have been directed towards critical national priorities, including investments within the sports sector. The decision of the government is a clear indication of its unwavering commitment to fiscal discipline, national priorities, and the national interest. Mr. Speaker, before I take my seat, it is important to emphasize that under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghana has witnessed an unprecedented approach to national mobilization of the World Cup, particularly through the World Cup fundraising initiative, spearheaded by the Ministry of Sport and Recreation, the Ministry of Finance, and the Ghana Football Association. This initiative has fostered national unity and enabled individuals and corporate entities to make tangible contributions in support of Ghana's participation on a significant scale. For Ghana, even our celebrated musical icons, Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy, set aside their differences and embraced each other in solidarity and support of the Black Stars during the launch of the World Cup fundraising initiative. For Ghanaian fans who will be present at the 2026 Mundial in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, let your voice media. Players feel your ever captivating drama, and let your energy and activate them to for Ghana. As the tournament unfolds, let us stand firmly behind the Black Stars. Let us raise the Ghanaian jersey and the Ghanaian flag high for all the world to see. Above all, may they bring honor and glory to the Republic of Ghana. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honourable members, that is our second statement for today. And again, I'll ask how many comments are we taking? Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we prayed earlier on that when we do the 4-4 for the first one, we'll begin to scale down on the number so that we can catch up on time. So for this one, 2-2, and then leadership. So that will be 2-2 plus leadership is 3-3.
Very well.
So we can get to the others.
Minority.
Okay. We are okay.
Very well. Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the statement made by Honorable Laurentia and also as a member of the Sports Committee. Mr. Speaker, this is our 5th World Cup appearance, and as stated by the maker of the statement, Ghanaians and World Cup have special bond. To us, it is more than football. It is a pride, unity, and a Black Star energy. Mr. Speaker, Ghana made its first appearance in 2006 with a remarkable success by reaching the quarterfinal. Let me use this opportunity to commend His Excellency, the ex-President John Agyeku Nkufuor, for having a faith in them by putting in more resources for us to get to that remarkable success. Mr. Speaker, today marks the beginning of the World Cup, and it's very sad when we went out there. You don't see the enthusiasm and the energy that comes with the World Cup tournament. Mr. Speaker, all this as a result of meaningful Ghanaians who want to genuinely support the Black Star with their own resources have been denied visas. These sadness situations happen this time. Mr. Speaker, with all this, I will also add my voice to entreat Ghanaians, irrespective of all these unhappy situations, to wear their Black Star jerseys, go out there, know the spirit wherever they are. So, Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I will conclude and say, go high, Black Star, this opportunity.
Honourable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the statement by the Honourable Member of Akuapem South. Carry not only the hopes of millions of Ghanaians, but they carry the aspirations of the entire nation that is determined to excel at the global stage. Mr. Speaker, as we prepare for our opening game against Panama on Wednesday night, may I take this opportunity to reflect on the enormous importance of opening matches at the World Cup level. Mr. Speaker, at our maiden appearance in Germany, even though we lost our first game against Italy 2-0, the players displayed a lot of courage and determination, and that strong performance laid the foundation for our subsequent victories against Czech Republic and the United States. In 2010, Ghana made a dream start by beating Serbia 1-0, and that propelled Ghana to advance to the quarterfinals of the 2010 World Cup, and would have made history as the first African country to have reached semi-finals, but for the infamous hand of Suarez. However, Mr. Speaker, in 2014, the regrettable event in Brazil started with a defeat to United States, and Ghana could not bounce back. This defeat triggered chains of unpalatable events, resulting in our humiliating exit at the group stage. Similarly, Mr. Speaker, in 2022 in Qatar, having suffered another defeat in the hands of Portugal, Ghana could not rise to the occasion again. It is for these experiences that, Mr. Speaker, I want to use this forum to caution the players, officials, and all Ghanaians to eschew complacency as we prepare against Panama on Wednesday, because it has been established that the opening matches usually make or unmake teams at the World Cup. So we need to win against Panama. And Mr. Speaker, Wednesday's match is not about 3 points only. It is about laying a very strong foundation to motivate the players to go into the game against England and Croatia. Mr. Speaker, Ghana finds itself in a very difficult group where we have England, that has been named as one of the favorites. We also have Croatia. And in 2018, Croatia reached finals at the World Cup in Russia. 2023 in Qatar, Third place, they reached semi-finals. So this clearly is a very strong team. Even though the team is aging, we cannot underestimate the influence of the likes of Modric, Perisic, and Kramaric in the team. Again, Panama may not be on the same pedestal as England and Croatia. But, Mr. Speaker, they have proven to be a very resilient and tactically disciplined side. Their recent friendlies, they beat Dominican Republic 4-2 and drew with Bosnia-Herzegovina 1-1. So, Mr. Speaker, we are in a very difficult group. We may have our individual differences and individual opinions about call-ups and...
Honourable Member, your time is up. Yes, Honourable Samuel Attah-Mensah.
Mr. Speaker, let me commend my neighbor, the maker of the statement, Ekwapim South. Mr. Speaker, football is the passion of the nation. It was our hope and belief that as prosperity was trickling down, and just as my sister was calling for a bipartisan nationalistic approach to the support, slots would be shared in a bipartisan way and a nationalistic way so that we can all be cheering and chanting and supporting our Black Stars. So, Speaker, that notwithstanding, it is our hope and prayer that our colleagues from the other side who got the opportunity to get their constituents to go witness the World Cup in Canada justice, make us proud by presenting themselves in a nationalistic way, by wearing Ghana and being proud of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, just as my good sister and Member of Parliament for Ekwapim South stated, football comes with its own economic activities. Whereas we also understand the fact that we are not in normal times, I would like to also use this platform to also encourage the players to show discipline on the field and also make the entire nation proud. As for the mood of the nation, it is down because of the economic situation we find ourselves in. However, we hope that the football can at least bring us some joy and at least from the sad mood that we find ourselves in as a nation in distress and enjoy course in football. So, Speaker, I also would like to use this platform to also urge the young people who will also be watching the various matches at the various centers. Is that they also engage in and be disciplined enough. For many young people who enjoy watching football, it also comes with alcohol. And Mr. Speaker, let nobody pretend that even the hooliganism and vandalism that comes with sports at some centers, at the heart of it is also alcohol. And also those who will be sponsoring many of these event centers and organizing these watch parties. We also want to encourage them that whereas they invest in helping us to enjoy the soccer, they must also ensure that people who are also watching these games are properly protected and not drink excessively. And also to our colleagues on the other side, this is not an NDC World Cup. It is Ghana World Cup. And so any attempt to also make it look like it's an NDC World Cup should also not be encouraged. We are supporting each other to make sure that the national team will make us proud. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And once again, let me commend the maker of the statement. Thank you very much.
Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a house of record. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of record. And I want you to go on record that no NDC member of parliament has been given any slots to take to our constituency. Please, nobody has been given any slots. You can't just peddle falsehood without providing any evidence to that effect. You can't rise up in this house and peddle falsehood without providing any evidence. Mr. Speaker, I think that you need to issue an order for that falsehood to be withdrawn from a statement. Let me continue, Mr. Speaker, by commending Ghana and the Ghana Blasters for qualifying to the World Cup. Mr. Speaker, if you recall when we were playing the qualifiers, the Blasters couldn't even qualify to the Africa Cup of Nations. But for our victory in the last elections, I sincerely believe that Mr. Speaker, we wouldn't have qualified to the World Cup. There's no way we would have qualified because we couldn't qualify. It was the same time that we were playing the qualifiers for the World Cup that we were playing qualifiers for the Africa Cup of Nations. Unfortunately, they couldn't qualify the team to Africa Cup of Nations. We moved in with good management and what have you. We have succeeded in qualifying the team to the World Cup. Let me use this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to call on all Ghanaians around the national team. This is our team. This is our team. It's incumbent on all of us to support the team and pray for the team. Yes. Well prepared. It's the time they give us a prize at tournament. I am very, very confident that this team that we have, and the management team that we have, and the Minister of Sports that we have, and the support of government and president, and the prayers of Ghanaians, this team is going to go far in the tournament. This team is going to go far in the tournament. Those who are praying and wishing that we return home as early as possible, they will be disappointed, Mr. Speaker. They will be disappointed, Mr. Speaker. The team will travel far in the tournament. Mr. Speaker, let me also remind all of us that this tournament, most of the matches will be played in the night. Some of the matches will travel as far back in the night as 2 a.m., 1 a.m., what have you. And so I want to encourage our people, those who may want to watch the matches outside of their homes, to take precaution. That when you move out of your house at 2 a.m., that you are going to watch the match at an event center. We want everybody to be alive. We want everybody to be well protected. And so people should take precaution. Let me add my voice that some colleagues have created, an environment for people to watch the matches. But to the extent that the match will be played outside, let's urge them to provide some form of security. That persons who go and watch the matches in those areas will not be affected in any way. The Speaker, I conclude by saying that our national team will make us proud. Our national team will succeed at this tournament. I call on all of us to pray for the team, support the team, and let the team go forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to commend the maker of the statement for reminding us that we as a nation have a task ahead of us. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to the statement